All right, everyone, day 3. This is day 3, right? We got a lot done in a couple of days.
Yeah.
This is the fun stuff. You know, this project is a little different than even Lena's kitchen, Adam's project, where we're demoing and having to do all the prep work beforehand. This is already pre-wired, pre-painted, pre-lit. So it's maybe we won't get as much credit for this one, but I don't care. This is what I like to do. Yeah. Clean, organized, structured. So 2 lifts are in. We're gonna get the third lift in. Today, yep. I'm gonna start working on doing the floor cuts. I'm gonna sort of push the floor this way, start working this way. Yep. I've got a couple of audio, a couple of speakers to mount, and we're waiting on some parts to come for the pressure washer.
Yeah, we are.
I'm waiting on the HDMI to come. Yep. Some Neutrik connections for the XLRs that I have to re-terminate. Yep. So some of that stuff we'll be doing over the weekend or early next week.
Try to get hydraulic lines today. I get the other one set, get the hydraulic lines all measured so I can get the...
Because I'd like to get the lion's share of the bulk of the floor done, and we can get the cabinets and start putting the cabinets in place and leveling those and all of that. And then I want to set up all of his cabinets, and so we'll work with Fred to get everything organized where it needs to go. Yep. We'll take inventory. I mean, he's in there, you don't want to hear him. He needs a master collection, so we'll make sure we'll get him that as well. Yeah. It's gonna be good. Anyway, let's get to work.
I'm getting the last lift installed, buddy. Yeah. I'm happy. Happy to get these in. Feel pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, back was a little stiff this morning. Getting all over the ground last night, laying around and tugging on things. But I feel good. I feel like I went to the gym.
So let me show you a much more practical way to cut floor tiles. You've seen us do this the easiest way, which was with a big carpet tile cutter. We don't have that here. So I'm using a D-handle Milwaukee. I'm using a simple straight edge, a Sharpie, and then of course I got my tile. So the first thing you have to figure out is orientation. And so these tiles are laying like this. So I'm gonna cut this one right here. I'll have to make a more elaborate cut there. But this one's pretty simple. And so I always like to lay the tile in the orientation it's gonna get installed. And so then I take my tape measure, and I measure in 2 spots. So I measure here. So I'm at 4 7/8. So I'm gonna make that mark there. I'm at 5 inches here. So there's a slight angle to the wall. So that one, go right here. And so if I was using a table saw or a floor tile cutter, I wouldn't need to use a straight edge, but because I'm using a circular saw, I do need to make the mark across so I know where to cut. We don't have a table saw here and we don't have a floor tile cutter, but I'm telling you, in many instances, it's easier to just use a circular saw. So now I got my tile ready, let's go cut it. So I got a simple sheet of plywood here. I got my Milwaukee D-handle available in the Obsessed Garage store. We've set the height so that way when the rip fence is sitting on the tile, that I'm just barely scoring my tabletop here, my sacrificial piece. And I'm going to cut my I'm just using the regular framing blade. I mean, you could get a finer tooth blade. It really doesn't matter. And so there's our piece. Let's go put it in. Lift up the tile, sneak it under. Nice tight fit. Baseboards are gonna go over top of this as well. I like to do a tight fit like that. So that's how you do it. For that guy, go cut right there, right there.
Oh, of course you are.
I didn't buy it, I rented it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I wanna, you know, I wanna go to the gym.
Yeah.
And so I rented a bike for the week. It's gonna be freaking sweet. This thing will go like
20.
35. You know?
What? How much was it for a week? $200?
Yeah, a couple $100.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I think these are like $6,500 bike, you know.
Yeah.
It's hardtail mountain bike. They wanted these, like, oh, I got all these hybrids. I'm like, hybrids have the big dork stall. I'm like, I'm not riding that.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, when people wear the helmet like this.
I saw this bike in here. I thought maybe
You see all these dorks riding around, their helmets on like this. This is when you know. Their helmets like this, all back, and they're riding on their bike with the things all up, all high. I'm not doing that.
Would they be Peloton dads?
Oh yeah. For sure they have Pelotons. 100%.
So I am getting a length on what I need for each line to be, like the extensions, and I'm gonna go get them purchased and made so we can move forward on getting the controls in place. So
They run right now, in through there.
yeah, they're gonna run through this conduit, come up to the one I cut off. And they're gonna come up through here where the cabinet will go right over top. And then we'll run them up into here. They come through this slot and they connect here. So this is the drain. This is the right and left basically for that lift and that lift for the raise. And this is the drain. So the red one is not far off actually. So I'm gonna put the vacuum in there and suck all the muck out. I'm sure it's full of stuff.
You're gonna have people traveling from all over the world to come to Los Olivos to get some sustenance.
This is so better than the house is your.
Yeah, 100%. They're better. Let's see, those are cookies. Little Matt's special there. There's some sandwiches. I don't know. I'm being like Maddie. I'm going straight for the dessert.
Let's see.
Oh, these are different.
Oh, good thing. We avoided crisis.
Yeah, those are different. Those are not the pecan with all the caramel sauce on them.
Yeah.
And there's some pretzels in there. These are a different kind of, but these look good. I mean, they're cinnamon.
Amazing.
Cinnamony goodness. I think if we,
Looks like it'd be the most amazing thing ever. That's Maddie spec right there. That is Maddie spec.
wait till we do this. This business right here makes it even more spec.
What's going on there?
And just a little Kerrygold on that cinnamony goodness. What do you think about that, Michael?
Like that looks.
I still think the Helen ones are probably not quite to this level, but we're gonna find out right now. These are better, Michael.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the next level.
They've got it figured out.
This is our next YouTube channel. You know, if David Portnoy goes pizza, Mike goes cinnamon roll. Here we go. One bite. Dude.
The butter
Yeah.
makes it even better. Yeah.
That's nice.
All right, so we're gonna head off to the hydraulics place to get some hoses made. So these are basically what we have. What we wanna do is get some extensions made. So right now we have a female end on one end, and then it goes into the hydraulic control unit. So I need to get is a male. These are DIN fittings, DIN fittings. So we're gonna get a male on one end to extend the hose and a female just like this on the other end to mount to the control. So I have dimensions or lengths on every hose that I need made. So we need a total of 6 plus 4. So we need 10 hoses made. So we're gonna go do that. Hopefully they've got all the fittings we need. Basically we're gonna need 10 males and 10 females if they have them. So,
It's got some core unboxings.
yeah, Matt's doing that. He got his new, did you see his bike?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the LYD 8s. So I got the Core 7s up. I'm waiting on some parts so I can wire that one up. Yeah, Core 7s in the rear. LYD 8s are going in the wash bay. So I got the LYD 8s brackets here. This Core sub is going in that corner. And you see last night I got a little hasty and unboxed the Core core sub there. So we're gonna have some isoacoustic stands, I think, to put the core 7s on to isolate them. I do have the bracket. I'm sort of torn whether I mount them on the wall or I keep them on top of the cabinets. Not sure yet. We'll figure that out. But these are the brackets for the LYDs that'll go in the wash bay.
People were saying, why would you have such a expensive setup in your garage?
Why not? Yeah, I mean, I listen to music in 2 places in my life, the car and the garage. And so why not have great audio in all of them? Your house, your garage, your bathroom, everywhere. So that's my philosophy. If you can, you should. If you can't, then you work toward it. I mean, that's the way I think about things, you know. You can't do it right now. That doesn't mean you can't do it forever. But maybe it'll give you something to focus on to work toward. I love audio in the garage. It's one of my favorite things. And so this garage is going to sound great.
It's a lot of stuff, Mike. All cabinetry. Nearly all of it's cabinetry. It's a whole lot of it.
What are we driving?
We're driving this here Chevrolet. You know, it's a Suburban Elite Edition. It's really, it's the Premier, I'm sorry. You can see the brusharoo went around. They missed a little bit here. Yeah, this is goofy. This, pick this, pull this. I don't know. I don't really like this whole setup here, Michael.
Okay, so we're headed right now to the hydraulic shop.
Yeah, we're going to Santa Maria, the hydraulic shop.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Spot.
Mike, we've got to get you some of those cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude.
I did taste
Yeah, but you didn't get the full experience.
No.
You need to have the full experience with the pecans, the candied pecans on top, and the caramely sauce.
Okay.
Let me tell you, buddy, it's a little bit life changing.
Nice
I'm telling you, you know how much I love the Helen cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, I do.
In a different, I want to say they're not. You can't directly compare. They're in a different category.
Yeah, they're more.
These are very high, and I bet you this cinnamon roll costs the same as a dozen cinnamon rolls at Helen.
Yes.
So there's that. If that keys you in onto the difference between the two. My mic died, so we're just doing the camera mic. So we're at the CSC Santa Maria. Looks like they do a lot of ag stuff, so this should be no problem for them. So I'm gonna run in, give them a list of the lines I need made, see. Hopefully they can make them all today. Hopefully they have all the parts. If not, we'll get what we can made, and then they can order the other fittings. And in the meantime, while they're making the lines, we'll go to Home Depot and grab some stuff too.
A couple of things while you're going, Mike. First, I mounted the speakers. So got the speakers mounted. One's connected, the other one I'm waiting on the connector for. I got those set up. Those are LYD 8s. So the core would be the ultimate. These are a step down. We're not going to run any subwoofer with these because this is the wash bay and we don't want to get anything wet on the floor. Obviously, we cleaned this up a bit. The OG first look prototype number 001 is a functional prototype of the OG drying or OG DI system is here. So that arrived. We got that unboxed and put in position. We also unboxed, this is probably serial number 5, the CS Compact, this frickin' silent sucker that we saw at SEMA. So I don't know what Kyle's doing here, but the Werther compressor. So this is a air compressor. It delivers about 11 CFM at less than 50 decibels. That printer will be louder than that thing, which is really cool. Obviously, we've got all the Prevo stuff set up here. And then what I'm doing is just kind of cleaning up the hydraulic fluid on the floor. And then I'm going to start working the Swisstrax back a little bit at a time while Mike, works on the lifts. And yeah, we're making really great time.
As you go through this iterative nature of all this, as Kyle knows as much about this garage and as we've evolved this thing over the 2+ years that we've been working together, he knows as much about the garage as I do, and I live in it every day. So I could call Kyle and when I get an idea, or Kyle could call me and say, Fred, have you thought about this? And he had the perspective, he had the nuance there that was important to, okay, yeah, let's put that in the config, or let's take it out of the, let's make that adjustment, let's make that tweak. Or if you're going to do that, you probably, maybe want to do something different here. And so
we had a little bit of that.
Yeah, that kind of process. Yeah. Are you sure you really want to?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what made it the best it could be. I mean, it really is.
That's cool.
That's what you feel.
Over 2 years ago, when we had our first call,
right?
And you had this crazy idea for this project. You had all of these crazy Photoshopped floor plans and stuff. Like, you had it all planned out.
Right.
So going through like that process, so you planned it all out, and then we spent the next 2 years planning out more, refining it and all of that. So how have things changed from like your first rendition, which by the time you came to us was probably like number 5 or 6 or 10 or something.
And we had an awfully good architect, a guy named Paul Bates out of Alabama, of all places. And so Paul and I started kibitzing back and forth, and he's kind of a car guy about what the art of the doable was. And I mean, this sounds like a fanboy thing, but the more I got into watching the OG channel, watching what you were doing as you're going with John's garage and all that, I really, hey, this is doable. These are the guys that can help me pull this off and be the inspiration. These things look really cool, and of course the Swisstrax. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I want to have. And the more I started talking to Paul, our architect, about it, that's kind of what prompted the outreach to you guys.
Yeah.
And then collaboration from there. But hey, man, you guys are here. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's cool. But from your original plan of what you wanted this to be to our final design and what we're doing now, like, how did it change? What was the difficulty for you in that?
Well, it was kind of a bit of a reverse for me, because I wanted to have the building sort of fit what the vision was. I mean, it almost was kind of inside out thinking, and start with what do you want the inside to do, and I think about it through these so-called use cases. This idea, what are the 9 things you want to do with a car building, if you will, generically a car building.
Right.
So then I got to thinking about that. The more I engaged you guys, well, here's the way, tool storage, here's the way you need to think about that. Air handling, the lifts are a big thing. All that ensemble of car stuff was what I wanted to make sure the building could accommodate it. Building permits and all that kind of stuff, and making sure you're in compliance with fire codes and all that. And I really didn't want that to interfere with what I wanted to get from you guys. And so there was a lot of that work with the county and with my GC to make sure that as this thing was built, that we kind of stayed true to form.
Yeah.
But you guys really understand lighting, I think, more than anybody else who wants to do this. And it's validated by the install here.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I especially value in this garage is the illumination that you guys built. The Cree fixtures and the DMF stuff, so that you can have this kind of dual use idea of having this be an event space, but also have it be a workspace. And the times I've come in here, just with the initial versions, it truly is kind of, it's a feel-good spot, and it's really because of the illumination.
What was the use case there for having these different zones and types of lighting?
Well, so as kind of a retired guy moving towards the happy hunting grounds, I guess I have kind of 3 interests. So this particular bay with all the special lighting up here, there's something like 200-foot candles, which is about the illumination of high-end operating rooms in hospitals and things like that is so you have just really the best it can be kind of detail space with quality illumination. And then this bay was my kind of come in and do a quick oil change, or swap a tire, do something. I'm kind of at both ends of the spectrum. I've got a couple of old 50 pickup trucks that I've restored. I've got a mid-70s 914 Porsche that's in restoration and all that. So a lot of that stuff is going to end up over in the restoration bay.
Right.
This is where your daily driver comes in to change the oil and all that. And this is where you take your halo cars and you polish them off, because it's fun to polish them.
And we've really created, different zones in the lighting so that you can do all those things. A scene for when you're polishing, or a scene for when you're working on a car here, or a scene for when you're having a movie night and watching a racing movie or something like that, or if you're doing a wine tasting. We've got all of those different things that we can configure it for.
And exactly, and just the other kind of nuances where I'll call it attempting here. For example, if you look up in the corner here, or up in the ceiling, there's a couple of dual lights there, and you can imagine during an event where part of the event is occurring out here, but then you have some kind of halo car back in here. You have the lights turned down low, but then you've got these two overhead spots illuminating your trophy car here, and just being part of the contributing to the overall ambiance.
You had kind of added on, as we went through, and you had some different ideas and stuff like that, like the extra lights here for really illuminating the detail bay, which is cool. But these, this is a great example of like, you had an idea, and then we figured out how to really make it work, and even showed like 3D render of how the car would sit. And we had to figure out, all right, the ceiling is slanted. Right. These DMF DRD4s have a 45-degree angle, but because they're on a ceiling, all right, how are we going to be able to angle them the right way? And I was able to figure out exactly what direction they need to go, so that if you had all the lights off, it's nighttime or something, and you have all the lights off in here, and you can illuminate just the car, basically, and almost none of the ground around it. And it's going to be awesome. Right.
So that iterative nature is that, it's a continuous evolvement.
And because we got in early enough, we were able to make, changes and suggest things, and really dive into the finer details, like the lighting and the lift placement. I mean, that was a big thing that we really dug into.
If you're building a house, you kind of know what size bedroom you need, for a queen bed or a double bed, but really a garage is much more open-ended with, okay, now I want to have some lifts in here. Well, there's no generic standard configuration.
Yeah.
You got to kind of figure out, how is that going to work? Am I going to have enough space in front of the lift that I can get to my toolbox and work on the car, or what can I get under? So just those little touches as you go along, and so many things. I mean, the Lutron stuff. This place is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
What's one of Matt's favorite words? This place is going to be magical.
Yeah. Magical.
Yes.
Every time I look at that, I'll say, I got that from Mike.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mike, I need to get this on film. This is key.
Got my own personal Mike F level.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Now, when all my bank accounts are drained, because he's on my signature. We've just published my signature. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, put your bank password on there.
Well, Mike actually left my credit card number in there once. I was paying at Home Depot, and if you froze it, you could see the whole credit card number. He also left something else in there this recently. As you know, we're pretty close. We joke around quite often, so sometimes those clips make their way in. Yeah. Anyway.
Mike, now I'm going to be giving you a hard time because you're a real celebrity now.
I thought he was really kidding, but I guess he was not. It's awesome. All right, Maddie's gonna laugh at that.
Yeah, that's good. Okay,
All right.
Mike, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna work on Prevo piping. So what I need to do is the compressor is right behind that wall there in the corner. So I need to poke out. It's the same situation on that wall. It's inset 8 inches. So I'm gonna go on the back side. There should be some photographs too of this wall. Make sure there's not a stud that I'm gonna interfere with. So I'm gonna poke a hole through, get the piping 90'd through. Then we have to lay out, I think there's some, are there any drops here, Kyle?
On this wall?
Yeah.
No.
No, okay.
There's 6 total. Basically where that cabinet is now.
Start air line, so that way I've got it done over here, so that way they can start doing the cabinetry without me having to climb on cabinets to do the piping. So I'll work on that.
Sounds good, Mike.
Doesn't sound as good as a steak though. Or so, yeah. I'm gonna get you to one of those before we leave. So Maddie's on a bike ride in traffic with his helmet on. He told me don't turn your cell phone off. So I have it on. I should probably check to make, oh yeah, I have the ringer all the way up, yep. He just made sure I had it on all the way. He had his helmet on, so he looked like a real biker fella.
Let's work on some people, baby.
Why don't we do that instead of just talking? Let's talk more work, Mike.
Yeah.
Where's Wabba Wawa? She's sleeping?
She's here, don't worry.
Oh, let me get her out. She needs to be on camera again today.
She was in the previous
Back her out. There she is. Oh, sorry, did I wake you? Yeah, geez, really rough life. Mike, you really need to wear your polka dot shirt to match
I've
her.
been thinking about it, but the thing is I don't have one.
You didn't pack it. Hey, okay. Here you go. Here's your little pet.
This
Okay,
is looking good in here. It really is looking good.
No, it is. We're getting there. So I'm sending Kyle on an errand tomorrow to King City, which is about an hour and 45 away. So the hydraulic shop is there. Yeah, so what happened was the battery died, so we didn't tell people what would happen. We actually made it to the hydraulic shop.
Yeah.
They only had enough fittings to make 2 hoses. I need 10 hoses made. So their other branch, which is in King City, is making them right now.
Gotcha.
And they're gonna be ready to will call at 8 a.m. So rather than me drive there and waste 4 hours of my day, which I can be doing things here, I'm sending Kyle. He's gonna grab the hoses, and I think I'm gonna probably send him to Home Depot to grab a couple things, because Santa Maria Home Depot did not have a 4-foot Milwaukee level, so we need that. And I'm also gonna send him for a couple other items. Enough of that, Mike. I'm tired of talking. Quit asking me questions, okay? All right, I'm really, seriously.
Yeah, here was my plan for unions. Now we've got a bajillion unions, so we could do whatever you want. But I did a union in the middle.
Because there's gonna be a T over here that drops and 90s in through that wall. Okay?
Okay.
So,
You're gonna come in the wall much lower.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a bit lower. Because I kind of have to.
Now. Okay, got it.
So it's gonna the T's gonna point down.
Now we're gonna have to 90 up to get over this door.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna come up this wall. So the inlet, it's gonna go in, but the T is gonna drop somewhere around, let's say here, 90 down, and then 90 in. And here, edge of TV with a union in the center. I'm installing clamps, Michael. So these are the Prevo pipe clamps that hold the pipe to the drywall. So
What was the conclusion? There was some back and forth as far as placement here.
yeah, so I'm splitting the height between the TV and the center channel just because I think it'd look cool. And then we were talking about cabinet height and how much clearance we'll have to bring the pipe down and in without interfering with cabinet height. So I think we're gonna be fine.
All right, so these are the clamps.
Yep. So I'm putting one just for symmetry. I'm putting a clamp on either side of the TV, and I'm gonna put the union dead center in the middle. Just 'cause I think it'd look cool. So that's the plan there, Michael. So, and what I do is I hang these clamps. You can actually leave them open, get them all in, and then actually just snap the pipe in. And the clamp doesn't have to be closed to hold the pipe. The pipe will not roll out. So I just leave the clamps open and come in, snap my pipe in, then go back behind them all and just clamp them shut. It's kind of satisfying. So, use my Mike Figueroa Signature Series level. Did you know that?
So once you get these clamps in, what's going to
I'm gonna just drop the pipe in, and that'll be fun. You watch, Mike. Okay. So.
We had a pretty late in the day here.
What time is it, Michael?
About 5:30.
It's actually 7 minutes to 6, Mike. So we worked till 9:30 last night.
Yeah, it was late. And we started working at about 6.
At 7:30. Well, I was up at 6:30. 7:30 to 9:30. So that was a good 14-hour day yesterday.
Yeah. So are we doing the same thing today, or what do you think?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, Mike. We don't hit the wall.
It's done so we can film some footage at the end of it.
I don't need any extra pressure, Mike, but thanks. I think what's going to end up happening is Matt and Kyle and Andrea will go home, and you and I will have to stay and finish the project. That's ideal.
You like it?
Ends up being right to the edge of door, edge of TV, and that means the next time will be other edge of door. That's going to look pretty smart. Like I meant to do that. You should edit that out, because then the secret's out that I didn't actually engineer for that, Mike. You ready? Are you sure? I'm not going to say any more words that I shouldn't say, because somebody leaves them in the videos. You sure it was by accident? You'll do anything to get us in the algorithm and get in the views. You sell me out, your best friend. You know. Jeez.
I needed the money, Mike.
I know. All right. So installing Prevo piping. So if you're going to do it on drywall, even if you hit a stud, if you buy these drywall anchors, they'll actually anchor in drywall alone, or if they hit a stud, they'll pull themselves flush with the drywall, because they're capable of drilling into a stud. So I've already got one in. So next thing is, each anchor comes with a screw. Drop the screw in the clamp. You need a longer bit on your Milwaukee. And that's it. And it's ready to go. So you leave these open, and you'll just set the pipe in. I'll show you how to do that next.
Very good, Michael. You're doing really well. So for people that don't know, we're filming a short, and this is all
that is actually going to be footage for the short. That's correct. So if you're wondering, why did I just say it that way? That's why. Mike, you're a producer, director extraordinaire. So I'm going to go over to this one now and do one 75 inches away from that clamp. Theoretically, it'll line up just roughly with the outside edge of this door. Okay. That anchor failed. That was a fail. The aluminum. We'll do it again, Michael. It's really good, huh? Yeah, this is some nice lighting. It's trippy with having the mix of 5K and the 35. So that definitely hit a stud or a header. Okay.
Now this is riveting content.
This is riveting. Mike, you can go home and do this in your garage now.
Yeah.
You know, I give you all the tips and tricks. You have all the footages. There's no excuse why you can't go home and, not that you have any time. It's really green.
Let's see it.
It's like shamrock. Like if you were an Irishman, this is the color you'd want. You can get like this. I guess different gases, you can get different colors. Huh?
This is for nitrogen.
Yeah, nitrogen. Yeah, for different gases, you get different colors. So you're just editing the rendering?
Yeah, so I'm still, I still needed to start doing the sides, but I've kind of fixed some things here where in the original plan, this speaker was
higher.
I brought that down to the appropriate height based on the measurement that you gave me up there. I got the TV at the correct height because it was much higher before as well. And then brought all the Prevost down to that, I think you said 95 was your center line.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if we tee down to go up right above the cabinet and punch through, that'll work. And then I'd left all these, I haven't moved all this yet. But you can have the mount for the 2-inch pipe basically all the way up against the ceiling.
Well, that's what I was planning on doing, is bringing it and use the ceiling. But the problem is that, the ceiling does this a little bit. Right. So I may hold it off a half an inch, use my laser to mark that, because I don't want the pipe to follow the waviness of the ceiling.
Right, true.
If I can avoid it. And then what I'll do on this end where it comes out, because this ceiling is theoretically lower than this ceiling because of the way it drops, I'll put it 290s and I'll swing it, at least for the air. The other one we're not doing that, because we're not using 90s, because we're just running the line through it. But this one I'll swing it down slightly to compensate, so that way they end up being the same spacing.
Yeah, so here's...
Yeah, essentially like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, you survived.
That thing.
It worked.
Some glasses, man. It's freaking going like 30 miles an hour.
It makes it way easier, huh?
I can't see though.
Well, you're dry too. You're not even sweaty because it dried you on the way here.
Well, it does all the work too.
Yeah, that's good.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. So you went like 10 miles, no problem.
Oh God, yeah. Didn't even.
You could probably do 80 miles on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I don't know if we mentioned, how far apart those things need to be?
Well, it's really, you just don't want any sag. You don't have to go too close. I usually put them 5 to 6 feet apart. And then if you have a vertical, like a drop, you might want to run 2 just for aesthetics, like closer together. So the function of them is simply to hold the pipe, and you don't want sag. If this pipe, it doesn't sag unless you get really far apart. So I think it's just for looks. And I mean, it's function too, but like right now I have them actually a little further than I normally put them. But that was because we wanted to lay out and look nice. So drop that in, let this one open. And then you slide it. And we'll go down there. Green looks cool. I like it, Mike. It's quite satisfying. Satisfying to get one step closer to done every day. Make Fred a happy guy. That's what we plan to do here. So I'm just gonna take this back off, huh? All right.
Probably take the other one off too.
Well, I mean, it's kind of redundant.
Oh, it's the same hat?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't give me attitude, Mike.
Don't give you attitude. I'm done explaining things to you, Mike. I'm telling you.
Here we go.
You know what my initials are? Okay, just stop this, Mike. It's nonsense. All right, so the pipe's up. So I've already put half of the union on this pipe. So the pieces you need to use are this nut. So you slide this on first. Then there's this, which tightens against the gland. I don't exactly know what they call that, but it's kind of like a ferrule, but it's not a ferrule. And then there's this gland, this sealing ring. So that goes on next. Slide them together. That goes in like that. This pushes in here. And then the nut goes on. And then the nut goes on. And then the nut goes on. I think we're gonna have to take 2 this.
And then that goes
and then that goes on. There we go. And just spin the nut on. I'm only hand tightening them for now because we're gonna come back with our Prevo wrenches and tighten everything up. So we want to split the center there, which looks to be about right there. And then what you'll do is come back once your pipe's in, and you'll snap all the clamps shut. I have to do a little more, so I'll clamp these, get these tightened down or snap shut, like that. That locks it in. All right. And I can still, because this pipe is flexible enough, I'm gonna have to trim that end, so I can still pull it away from the clamps, use my pipe cutter, cut it, and then get it to the right length, and then drop it back in and snap those closed. Yeah, they all work the same. The T's, the 90s, the unions, they all work the same. So what you just saw me do, it's that way with whether it's the 25 millimeter or up, they're all the same. And there's actually a size down from this too. Looks good. So what I'm also gonna do is, because we're at Fred's and now we're not selling pipe here, we're gonna turn the Prevo to the back side. So now the label's back here. So you don't see it. It looks cleaner.
It's like debadging.
It's like debadging.
For dinner, Mike.
For dinner?
Yeah.
Steak, Michael.
Making steaks.
Steak and broccolini.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm gonna do some broccolini with some Redmond salt.
Oh, good.
A little bit of Kerrygold butter.
I think I'm gonna do steak and eggs. That's kind of
Steak and eggs sounds good too, Mike. Okay, so this is the end of day 3. We're gonna call it. It's about 9 o'clock. Look at the lighting, Mike. This is like the mood lighting. So Fred had this set up so that I think we've mentioned it. You have the linear fixtures, the Cree linear fixtures, and then the DMF lights. 2 different colors. And this is like if he's gonna entertain and have like, I don't know, like an evening time cars and coffee or a dinner party or whatever. It's pretty cool. I like it. And then if you're gonna, we had them all on earlier. It looks cool too because it's a mix of the 2 lights. So the actual light rendering, if you will, looks pretty cool. Or he can just turn the DMFs off and put on just the Cree linears. But I think it looks cool.
Yeah, the design guys did a good job on it.
Yeah, they did. I like it. I told you, Mike, I think I might not do Cree linear fixtures in my garage after all. I might just do cans, all cans, because I think it looks really cool. And I want the wall wash, which I like. So anyway, furthermore, so here's where we are. We've got a little over half the Swisstrax done. I've got all the scissor lifts set. I've got all the hose lengths taken care of. And we went today, you saw that, we went today and they're making our hoses. So I have Kyle running there in the morning. It's in King City, which is a couple hours away. He's gonna grab the hoses. I'll get the hoses installed tomorrow, get the control units where they go. And then I've also started the Prevost piping. So this is our airline. Yeah, so it's green. Looks like, clover green, or it's like, this is, if you're Irish, you gotta get this color, right? So, and then the compressor's set in place over here. So this is the Werther compressor. This is pretty cool. Yeah, it's very nice and tidy. So we're gonna have the airline come down, and probably we're gonna put a Y manifold here. So one will be an inlet, and then he wants to just have the ability to maybe have a hose in here. So we'll roll up a nice little hose. He'll keep it on top of here, and he can plug into the other side of the manifold. So we'll get that done. I didn't do anything with pressure washer today because we're still waiting on parts.
Yeah, DI's here.
Yeah, DI came. We can show that. We can show our prototype. It really is a prototype. So this is not our finished deal, but this is kind of, we've been working on this. This is kind of project that Matt, Joe who doesn't work for us, Joe is an industrial engineer, Tommy and myself, we've kind of been playing with this for a while. So DI tanks in there. We've got our inlet, outlet for water. So that'll supply the pressure washers. And then our piping for water is coming in and coming, let's see, it's right, where is it again? It is right there. So I'm gonna run Prevost piping for that too. So see where that comes out of the wall? So I've gotta run Prevost over here, down and in. So that'll be our supply line, and then outlet over here to the pressure washers. So that's something else we have to tackle. We still have 4 solid days left. I'm probably gonna be, sorry to say, Mike, I might be encroaching onto your Wednesday.
That's not gonna work, buddy.
We're gonna have to. Double time it?
Double time, and I'm here with you,
I know you are. No, I'm not complaining. So I've got all the conduits cut off. So what we're gonna do is controls are gonna go here. For this one's gonna go in a cabinet, theoretically. This control is going here over this conduit. The other conduit, what Fred wanted to do is he wants to run our ProLock cords through and plug it in here so that he's got a power plug, just, a cord wrapped up somewhere near the lifts in case he wants to use something there. So, yeah. I think that's it.
Pretty good episode.
Yeah. So this is it for this episode, right? Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna be putting the last screw in the cabinet at the 11th hour, Michael. That's how we do it. It's the drama. We're looking for the drama. Not really. I don't want drama. I just want it to go smoothly and get done in time for you to shoot the whole place. Because we have to leave Thursday to go back to Florida, Mike.
All right, Mike.
Okay?
Good times.
Let's go. Let's go eat dinner.